Hello, YouTube. This is pretty much the first time I've ever done something like this, but I felt like giving a little review for this game. Quite an underrated game it is, so I feel like reviewing it because I just finished playing it the other night and it's kind of a short game. This is the first time doing a review. It'll probably fail. I'm pretty much gonna make this whole thing up on the spot here of what I think of the game rather than, writing it all down and stuff like that. That's not my style here. Those, like, at the end of my LPs where I have, like, Diagon, the Dolphin, Evil Blackbird, and all that stuff thing, I make all that up right on the spot. So anyway, on with the review. This is a review of Fragile Dreams Farewell Ruins of the Moon for the Nintendo Wii. Made in 2009, although for all I know it might have been 2008, because this is the PAL version here. I love how on the back it literally says on the back of this case, basic reading ability is needed to fully enjoy this game. It's like saying, for those people who can't read for shit that play all those shooting games and all that, this is not the game for you, because this is more story-based than action-based. Alright, on to the review thing. This is a little awkward for me because I'm just recording the audio right now. I mean, once it's done, I'm going to have some music in the background from the soundtrack, which I must say, we'll start with the soundtrack then. Thoughts on the soundtrack? Very good. I give it about 8 out of 10 or so. Quite nice. Very nice. It fits the mood very well, the lonely kind of atmosphere, you know. And then a little bit of a kind of, there's hope kind of sound to it, you know? And let's see, where should we start now? Now that I'm actually decided, yeah, let's rate it as well. Rate every little detail. That's not a smart idea for me. Anyway, let's read the back of the case here to, like, the kind of what the story is about here. Seto may be the last human alive. He buried his grandfather at the end of the summer. Desperately lonely, he decides to search for other survivors on this ruined and dying planet. But he will have to fight off the demons and ghosts that haunt this forsaken and crumbling world, while piecing together the mystery of mankind's disappearance. So basically, you play as Seto, this boy, who I'm probably going to show a picture of while I'm talking about him, so just keep that in mind for myself when I edit this video. And he's, how do I describe his character? Didn't really find him to be an overall interesting kind of guy. I mean, he always had the same kind of tone of voice, unless he was, like, angry or determined, then he'd be like, "Give it back!" But then his voice is just like, I don't know, I can't do an impression of his voice. I can't even remember how his voice went. I can't remember any of his lines, to be honest. But his voice when he's like telling the story from a future perspective kind of thing, that voice was quite nicely done. But his voice in game, I'm just talking about the English version voice acting here, I thought he was, you know, the voice acting's okay at times, and it can be bad at times, and it can be really good at times, but I just felt that he had the same tone of voice a little too much. No matter what the case was, he'd always sound the same. I think his character was kind of a bit of a tool as well. I mean, if someone asked him to do something, he'd do it, you know. Felt like he should have had a bit more personality to him, but yeah, whatever. Second character is the second main character, which I don't even know why, really. I mean, she barely appears in the game. You'd think she would be more in the game, but nope. This is a girl called, oh man, I already forgot her name. What was it? Her name is Red. You first meet her very early on in the game, and she plays with cats and stray cats and stuff like that. Sings and stuff like that. Oh, she sings in that scene, I mean, what the hell. I don't think she didn't really have any personality to her at all, in my opinion. She was just there. Says her lines, and then that's it. And then he ends up like searching all this way for survivors, but mostly he's focusing on trying to find her. And that's how the story begins and all, you know? Well, yeah, begins searching for survivors. I felt her character was kind of bland. Didn't get enough screen time or anything. I think this game should have been longer, to be honest. Maybe then I would have found the character more interesting. But in all honesty, the next character I'm going to talk about was much better developed and got a heck of a lot more screen time. Okay, next character is Sai. She is a ghost that you meet at a certain point in the game, I won't say when. And she follows you around for your adventure and so on and so forth, giving you hints here and there, but usually just giving mindless comments on what you're doing and stuff like that. A pretty decent character, because she actually gets quite a bit of character development. I won't spoil anything about her, but she has a decent character to her. And what else? Damn it, this is what happens when I pick it up on spot. Okay, let's think here. I am still unsure what the hell that thing on her shoulder is supposed to be. I have no idea whatsoever. But all in all, I found her character to be quite nice, I suppose. Next character is Crow, who you actually meet before Sai, but that's besides the point. I won't spoil Crow's backstory or anything like that, but I will just say, when you first meet him, he's an asshole. No denying it. He was a douche when you first meet him. After that, he becomes a nice, decent guy. But at the start, he was like, he reminded me of Gary Oak. I was like, this guy's an asshole. Then after that, it was just like, okay, he's a nice guy. And then there was this one scene where I was like, holy crap, what did you just do? Those of you who played the game might know what the hell I'm saying by holy crap there. And another character who, you actually do meet this character very early on in the game for that matter. The Merchant, or the Chicken Man as some refer to him. He's a very unusual character. He appears at the bonfire, which I'll just explain is basically, it acts like a save point and a place where you can look at stuff and take stuff out of your briefcase. You can collect these mystery item things that can potentially either be possible to sell stuff to the guy, because he basically sells you stuff, you can buy stuff from him. It's quite basic, straightforward and all that. You can get these memory things, okay? Getting a bit off subject, because it's all clustered here. And, let's see. These memory things are memories left over from people who have died. So on and so forth. So you collect them, and then it reads out. It actually has voice acting for them, which is quite a nice touch. But overall, they don't really add anything to the overall plot, but they're a nice addition to it. So anyway, back on to the Merchant. What was I talking about him again? Yeah, strange fellow he is. You meet him, I already said, meet him fairly early on in the game. He actually has a story as well, like all the other characters. And yeah, I've actually found his story to be the saddest one, to be honest. Surprising, because he looks just creepy. But he does have a sad backstory. And he has a weird voice as well. Kind of like one of my voices, really. Is like but he only appears at random at the bonfire. I should be explaining the briefcase. Okay, the briefcase stores your items and all that. You can place all your items that you can't carry on hand into the briefcase. The on-hand one is kind of like, I've never played Resident Evil 4, but I think, from what I saw, it's kind of similar to that in a way. There's only so much space you can have in the on-hand thing, you know? So you've got to be sure that you are carrying what you need and not a bunch of stuff that you don't need, otherwise you can't pick up items, and the only way to open the briefcase and put stuff back in and out of it is to go to a bonfire. So yeah, and Chicken Man the Merchant appears at random there on random occasions. Sometimes he'll appear a lot, sometimes he won't appear much at all. Can be pesky to get him to appear when you want him to, I gotta say. Okay, I think that's... yeah, just one more character left, which is actually the first character you encounter after Isla Ren, or this one is the one you encounter. I can't remember which one was first, despite I hadn't finished playing the game not too long ago, basically. Anyway, PF, Personal Frame. A portable interactive personal assistant with advanced AI that Seto carries on his back. She joins Seto on his journey after you salvage her from the ruins of a railway station. With a startlingly human Demonar, her gentle voice offers Seto and advice and assistance as they make their way through the ruins of the world. I just felt like I didn't even, and I wasn't thinking that, I just read it there. That's all you need to know about her, basically. She is basically a robot thingy that you put on your back, like a backpack. So yeah, that's the characters, I guess. I thought it was a neat character there. It was kind of, and also the Wiimote with, when you have someone who is accompanying you, you can like have the Wiimote lifted up, use it as a phone kind of thing to hear what they have to say. And the first time I actually did that, I was like standing right next to the toilet thing when they said that, lifted up, and PV was like, "Oh, that stench! Was that you?" And I'm like, "What?" Man, that was a priceless moment when that happened. But anyways, we might as well finish off with the characters. I give characters like about 7 at most because some of the characters were very undeveloped. I mean, it's more story based, so you think they get a lot more development, but nope. Only some of them get real development, and even then it's not enough, really, to be honest. At the end of the game, I thought that some of them would get a lot more development, but nope. Okay, on to the graphics then. Graphics are nice. Quite nice. They fit the lonely mood of it all, you know. They have like these beautiful skies and all that in some places. It's really nice. It's just so unusual. I mean, I don't know how to describe it really. I'm crap at describing things. But I'd give the graphics about an 8 out of 10, and see, why couldn't I have done that with the other ones? Summed it up just that quickly, but whatever.